Hello.
Hi.
We haven't really filmed much over the past few weeks. It's been a bit of a stressful time. So, to start off, we're leaving Tbilisi in a few days. We were meant to leave last week, but I ended up getting very sick, and I'm still kind of sick. I don't know if it's really clearing or not.
We're both very sick.
Both of us, yeah. Nadia got it first, and then I got it from her. But mine didn't really stop. I had the runs for 5 days. If you don't know what that is, Google it.
Don't Google it.
And then on the 5th day, I got really severe chest pains. And I wasn't sure what a heart attack felt like, but it came pretty close, I think, because I was having trouble, just kind of like hunched over, things going, oh fuck, and it was lasting for hours, and we ended up going to the hospital, and I was in the hospital all day yesterday. The hospital were really nice, but we don't have health insurance because we were just living here. We kind of planned to start an insurance plan once we were traveling again, when there was more likelihood of something happening to us. So that was a bit of a sting. Yeah, they think it was stomach pain that was spreading to other parts of my body. So they gave me some strong painkillers, and I'm taking some pills now to like repair my stomach because, yeah, I don't know. I'm still not convinced it's going to get better because I've been sitting on the toilet for 5 days, kind of losing the will to live over and over again, expecting to have to go back to, I don't know, England and get it sorted out there, but whatever. We're saying goodbye to our house, which we're kind of happy to do. It's been probably the worst place I've ever lived. Our landlady's really lovely, but we've just had like a series of plagues happen since we've lived there. A few weeks ago, we were in bed at like 4 a.m, and then the roof started leaking and like really pouring. And it turned out a pipe went upstairs, and so we had the whole neighborhood in the house mopping up things. There was that time around Christmas where the toilet started like squirting crap out of the bottom.
And in the shower.
Yeah. And that didn't really get sorted out for quite a while. Every plumber that came tried to fix it, couldn't, and then just left shit all over the floor. And then there's the fact that we only have water running 70% of the time that we're there. We haven't had water now for about a week. There's one tap that does work in the shower, and the water smells a lot like shit. So
And it turns brown every now and again, so it's not really a good idea to drink from that either.
I don't know how shit's getting into the water supply.
It might very well be that this is the reason why we got sick, but we don't know.
Yeah, just as a precaution, we've been drinking bottled water for the last week because my stomach problems have been so painful and bad that I didn't want to risk it. So I'm only eating like bland food and bottled water. I think it's slowly getting better. Today hasn't been that bad, but we'll see. Yeah, we had planned to make a big leaving Tbilisi video where we'd go around and do lots of touristy things and go to the markets, but we're both so drained that we just want to leave. And yeah, so the next video you see will be us leaving for Azerbaijan, unless something else goes terribly wrong. Okay, here's some random clips and a bit I'll film later where I'm talking about our travel plans for the next few months. Dobry dzień. That means hello.
Bye.
Bye. hello again. I'm going to try and do this in one take, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. I've got noisy neighbours, there's people doing work outside, everything's going wrong and failing, but let's go. Okay, so our plan for the next few months is we're just generally heading east into Central Asia. Once you've left Europe, Turkey and Georgia's kind of Europe anyway, you have to start worrying much more about visas and different countries having visa systems that are like 20 years outdated. Quite a few countries have now online visa applying systems, but many don't and require you to jump through hoops in order to get one. A few years ago, the general cycling around the world route was, Europe to into China, Southeast Asia. That's not possible anymore. The maximum visa length you can get from China is 2 lots of 30 days. And if we wanted to apply for a Chinese visa in Georgia, we would have to forge documents to pretend that we work for a Georgian company, or we'd have to apply for Georgian passports. I think we could have done that. We've been here for 4 months, but I don't want to have to gain citizenship to get a visa to visit China. The whole process just seems too ridiculous to even bother with. So, what's happening is when we leave on Saturday, we are going from Georgia. We're going to cycle straight to the ferry port in Azerbaijan. The reason is the ferry that goes up to Kazakhstan has been stopped before because of the virus, the you-know-who virus that YouTube don't like. So we're going directly there. They have stopped this ferry service a week ago because of the virus, and they've just started it up again. But in Georgia and Azerbaijan, there's more and more cases, and we are expecting them to cancel it again soon. If you look at a map of said virus, Central Asia is completely free of it, and we're in Georgia here and Azerbaijan, so that's why we're going direct outwards. Then we will go from Kazakhstan upwards. Kazakhstan we get 30 days visa free, great. We cross into Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan we also get 30 days visa free. So we need to try and make it through Uzbekistan, the whole country, within 30 days. This border is crazy. We could also go into Tajikistan, but the visa is $50 and then $20 to enter the east of the country. There's the best mountains there, but we hoped to be where we're planning to cycle in the Himalayas anyway, so we thought avoiding the extra cost would be worth it because I've only got like $200 left in my bank account. Then we'll go up and do the last bit of the Pamir Highway, and we'll go to Bishkek. From Bishkek, there are a few things we plan to do. In Kyrgyzstan, we get 2 months visa free, which is even better. We plan to either try and gain access into China from there so we can go to India. The reason we want to go to India is because we can cycle the whole country, and I want to try and cycle as much as I can without flying. If I can get an unbroken route from Scotland to Indonesia, that would be great. Maybe even Australia, but that's a problem for another time. So I'm trying to find a way to go without flying. Also, aside from that, flying with your bike is a pain in the ass. You need to take it completely apart and pack it into like a TV box, and yeah. So the only options to do that left are but bearing in mind I've spent a few hundred hours trying to find a way through. I've been using this website. It's very useful, Caravanistan, and they have an up-to-date map with all of the border crossings that are open to international tourists. If we look on this map, green border crossings are good for international tourists. You can go. The yellow are sometimes they're working, and the teal is only for locals. So if we wanted to go overland, one option would have been to go through Afghanistan. I know that sounds crazy. Afghanistan is not 100% dangerous all over the country. There's this panhandle here where we could enter from Tajikistan and go through somewhere here. I've heard of a Hungarian guy recently that went through this way, but he crossed from Afghanistan to Pakistan illegally and then got put in prison. So let's not do that. So the only way we would hypothetically be able to get through is going through this border crossing and then going into Kabul and then east and then through this border crossing. That's really dangerous, so we're not going to do that. I also forgot to mention British people aren't allowed into Iran. Nadia is for 30 days, but I'm not at all. The only way a British person can visit Iran is on a guided tour where you're not allowed to go anywhere freely. And I wouldn't want to go there at the moment as a Westerner because of what the US has been, doing with Iran. Not, maybe war. Who knows? Also, they're riddled with the virus, so that's a no-no. Lots of this is going to sound very crazy, but I'm putting lots of research into the safety of different zones and what we're able to do, and I think I know what I'm doing. So the only way left is to enter China from either Tajikistan or Kyrgyzstan, and then travel down here into Pakistani Kashmir, which is safer than it sounds. There's the line of control down here between India and Pakistan, and if you keep on either side of that, I've heard of accounts of cyclists recently doing this, and they said it was fine. But we have to obtain a Chinese visa. I think it's possible once we're in Central Asia to get a visa, like a group tour visa. We have to obviously lie and do all the standard stuff of booking flights, booking hotels, and then cancelling it afterwards. That would be the same if we'd applied for a Chinese visa here. That's a really annoying thing. The idea that China and many other countries expect people to book an entire holiday, flights, hotels, everything, and then the last thing they expect you to do is, okay, and now we'll try and get the visa, which we might get. So I'm rambling a bit. Let's go back to the normal route. So we're going Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. We'll either work in Kyrgyzstan for a while to save up more money, because as I mentioned before, I'm skint, and then we'll either manage to get a Chinese visa, go back down Kyrgyzstan, China, Pakistani Kashmir into India, or the most likely option, we'll give up and then fly from Almaty into New Delhi. But that's our plans for the next few months. If you made it to the end of the video after all that talking, I love you. Thank you, subscribe, and we'll see you later. We're going to Azerbaijan.
Yes.